Hi guys, today I want to talk about an experience that I had. I was 15 years old. It was August 31st, 1984. The reason I know the date so well is it was my best friend's birthday, her 16th birthday. And we were going to her home, walking, to get ready to go out and, celebrate her sweet 16. When we were crossing a very busy street, we were in a crosswalk. Well, two cars had stopped on the one side of the street, two cars stopped on the other side of the street, so we proceeded to cross. When I got to the center of the street, she was lagging behind me quite a bit, and I said, "We need to hurry and get out of the street. We're going to get hit." And right through the center lane, a 17-year-old woman driving her brand new little sporty car hit me. I flew 18 feet up and out of the crosswalk. With the montage of photos I showed you in the beginning here, that pretty much tells the story about what happened in the physical. What I was observing, where you see that purple splash, that's me observing, me leaving, me going to another place. What I want to do here is explain a few of the images that I saw, so that way you can get a better perspective on what I went through. When you saw this image, this was like a procession of images that was flashed before my eyes. It was past events, present events, future events. And there was something I was told that I was able to stay. I didn't have to return. When I was shown this procession of photos, like I said, of past, present, and future events, something in there drew my heart. And as soon as I attached and didn't want that outcome for that person, boom, I was back in my body. Let's talk a little bit more about what happened while I was in this, what I call, a place that's no place, at a time that's no time, because I was able to access past, present, and future information. I was able to see things from a different perspective. A man showed up sitting with me under a tree. He was telling me all kinds of information. He was telling me that what we're able to do here, a better understanding of who and what we are. Now, a lot of this information took years for me to actually unlock within myself. But I had a very strong comfort level when I came back. When I hit my body, after I saw that image, soon as I hit my body, I want to explain, there was absolutely no pain. I had no pain at all. I didn't, I was in a place that was completely unconditional love and bliss, and everybody, everything, and it was absolutely wonderful. I would call it perfection. The colors are vivid. It was just an amazing, amazing place. Unconditional love. Wonderful. Well, when this man was talking to me, that's when the procession of photos came to place. He did tell me I could stay. But ultimately what I found out is that we make that choice. Because when I saw the procession of photos, somebody I was connected with very dearly to my heart, that I didn't want them to continue to live their life here with that kind of outcome. Bam! I was back in my body, like I had said. I showed you an image of a young girl in a hospital bed with, bruises and scrapes on her. Well, picture for a moment, if you will. When I woke up in the hospital bed, I had no hair on my head. I had 48 staples in my head from a internal bleed from when I came out of the crosswalk, up and out, 18 foot up and out of the crosswalk. I landed down on my side and I cracked my head against the pavement. And when I did that, it did fracture my skull. Well, the first hospital said that, I was in shock and was going to have me sent home. My parents' intuition kicked in and said, no, we're going to transport her to another hospital. By the time I got to the other hospital, they did what they called a CAT scan. And there was such serious damage there. And I had been in the hospital for so long. My parents, believed what the others said. They were getting a second opinion, that I was just in shock. So they were having a meal. They knew I was going in for tests. Meantime, they had to get a court order. It was that urgent. And the procedure that I had to have, they actually have to cool your body temperature down, almost to stop your heart. Because when they go in, you bleed out, and that would be the end of it. So even in the surgical procedure I had to have, they had to put me into what you would call a dead-like status in order to perform it very quickly, and then put me back together again, warm me back up, and get my blood flowing again. Well, when I saw this image and my heart went out, bam, I was back in my body. It was about 6 days later. It looked like I went a few rounds with Rocky. My entire side of my face was swelled out. I couldn't even open my eye. I was 15 years old, hair down the halfway down my back. I asked for my brush. I recognized my parents immediately, which brought them great comfort, because before I didn't know who they were. So then my mother said, you don't need a brush, you have a cute little hat on. What it was is the gauze wrap that was around my head, and that's what was covering the incision with the 48 staples. In this life-changing event, it took a while as life has went on for what this man told me while I was sitting on the log to unfold in my life. This understanding that we have of who and what we are. We are so much more than we ever could understand. We have so much say-so in what goes around us. If you watched the one on the Merkaba, it showed the fields that are around us, and they're quantified. But they also showed where their hearts are connected. We will have a stronger influence on another individual. When our hearts are involved, we can affect other people. I'm not telling you not to get your heart involved, because my heart is always involved. I love everybody, and I can see the unlimited potential in each and every single one of us. So if anything, I wanted to tell you guys about my near-death experience. And that way, you guys can get an understanding on where I get a lot of this information from. It's being unlocked in me over time. It is a beautiful understanding. And all I want to do is share with you so you can have that same understanding. It was brought up to me recently that a traumatic event, which would be near-death experience, is also a dramatic event. I'm going to leave that up to you. Leave comments below. Do you believe someone having a near-death experience, whether it be from accident, sudden heart attack, heart failure, something happens to them, is that drama or trauma? Or is there even a difference? I love you guys. Have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Michelle's Opinions. We're on this journey together. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You may want to bookmark this page. You can sponsor the channel for as little as a cup of coffee a month. But if you bookmark this page, we can continue on with the work there, free of charge, on their platform. I will see you soon. I love you all so much. Have a great day. Peace.